If you think your mind is free, think again. Most of us live inside invisible cages, bound by beliefs we never questioned, expectations we never chose, and fears we were taught to obey. Einstein saw it. He lived in a world that tried to fit him inside neat little boxes. Good student, loyal citizen, predictable thinker, but he refused. He said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning. Because questioning isn't just about science, it's about freedom. The real chains are not around your body. They are around your mind. They are the silent thoughts that whisper, 'You can't. You shouldn't. You're not enough.' These invisible limits don't scream. They don't announce themselves. They simply exist until you dare to see them. And that's what Einstein invites you to do. Not to memorize facts, not to win arguments, not to chase success in someone else's race, but to think freely, boldly, deeply, to ask yourself, who told me I had to live this way? Who said this was the only path? What if they were wrong? Freedom doesn't start outside. It starts within. Stay with me. Because once you see the invisible walls, you can finally start breaking them, and that's when life truly begins. Let's be honest. Most of the limits you feel today, you didn't create them. They were planted in you, little by little, word by word, expectation by expectation. When you were a child, your mind was open. You didn't ask if you were good enough to imagine, to dream, to believe. You simply did. But somewhere along the way, someone told you, don't be foolish. Be realistic. Stay inside the lines. That's not for people like you. And you listened, not because you were weak, but because you trusted. You trusted the voices around you. You trusted the world to show you the truth. But the world didn't show you the truth. It showed you its fears. And fear loves limits. It builds them high and invisible, so you don't even realize you're trapped. You don't need chains on your body to be imprisoned. All it takes is a few silent rules burned into your mind. I can't speak up. I can't change my path now. I must not fail. I'm too old, too young, too late. Einstein refused to live like that. He wasn't considered successful early in life. He didn't fit into the school system. He questioned authority. He doubted the obvious, because he understood something most forget. Freedom begins when you question what you've been taught to accept. Freedom begins when you stop asking, is this possible? And start asking, who decided it's not? Imagine your mind like a wide open field. At first, everything is pure and free, but over time, fences are built. Small ones, big ones. Some you notice, most you don't, until one day, you're running in circles inside a field you never meant to be trapped in, and you think, this is just life. But it's not. It's not life. It's conditioning. And conditioning can be questioned, challenged, transcended. Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge, because knowledge can build walls. But imagination, real, bold imagination, breaks them down. The invisible limits around your mind are not real. They're agreements you never consciously made, and right now, you have a choice. Keep living inside them, or start seeing beyond them. Because the moment you question your invisible limits, you don't just change your thinking, you change your entire reality. Imagine this. You are born inside a house, a beautiful house, but with one small detail. The windows are painted black. From the moment you open your eyes, all you see are the walls around you. You grow up thinking that's all there is. Walls, rooms, doors you're allowed to open, doors you're told to fear. Maybe you hear stories that outside there's more, but it sounds risky, dangerous, unrealistic, and slowly you stop even, wondering what might be beyond. You build your life inside the house. You decorate the rooms, you rearrange the furniture, You climb stairs that lead to other rooms, but never outside, and you call this freedom. Until one day, a small crack appears in the paint. A tiny line of light pierces through, and for the first time you realize the house was never the whole world. It was just the part you could see. This is your mind. Most of what limits you is not the outside world. It's the walls you've accepted as reality. Walls built by other people's fears, society's expectations, your own conditioned doubts. But here's the truth. The walls are not real. They're painted illusions. And the light has always been there, waiting for you to notice. Einstein lived, his entire life refusing to accept the painted walls. He questioned everything, even when it cost him approval, even when it made him an outsider, because he knew freedom is uncomfortable. Freedom requires courage. It's easier to stay inside, easier to follow the map someone else drew for you.
Easier to believe that this, right here, is all there is. But if you're watching this, I believe part of you already knows. There's more. There's a version of you that remembers the open field, that feels the sunlight through the crack
in the window. That aches for a life bigger than comfort zones and silent fears. And you don't have to burn down the house to find it. You just have to notice the crack. Follow the light, step by step, question by question. Because liberation doesn't happen all at once. It happens one choice at a time. One choice to question a belief that once felt absolute. One choice to doubt a fear that used to paralyze you. One choice to imagine a possibility you once called impossible. Einstein didn't just question physics. He questioned life itself. He refused to let others define what was possible. He refused to live inside limits he could not see. And you have that same power right now, today. You don't have to tear down every wall immediately. You don't have to fight the whole system. You just have to start where you are. Start by asking, is this belief truly mine, or was it planted? Does this fear protect me, or limit me? What would happen if I chose to believe in something bigger? Because once you start asking real questions, you begin to see real cracks. And once you see the cracks, the walls lose their power. They become what they always were: stories. Old paint, faded illusions, and you are so much bigger than the stories you've been told. You are the light behind the wall. You are the mind daring to remember its true size. So here's where real change begins, not by waiting for permission, not by fighting every wall at once, but by making a simple, silent decision, starting today. Here's your exercise. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you enter the noise, ask yourself one question. What invisible limit will I challenge today? It doesn't have to be massive. It could be as simple as saying something you usually keep silent, trying something new, even if you're scared, giving yourself permission to rest, without guilt, trusting your own voice over someone else's opinion. One crack at a time, one light at a time. Because true freedom isn't about destroying everything. It's about remembering that you are bigger than anything trying to contain you. And here's something important. You're not late. You're not broken. You're not behind. You are waking up. You are remembering. And that's what Einstein would want you to know. The most revolutionary act is to think freely, even, and especially, when the world forgets how. And if today's message resonated with you, I invite you to dive even deeper into this journey of liberation. Watch the previous video. If Einstein were alive today, this is what he'd say to you. Because sometimes the answers you're searching for are not out there. They're already within you, waiting to be heard. Comment below. Today, I will challenge the belief that finish the sentence from your heart. Because putting it into words is the first crack of light breaking through. And remember, you are not here to stay small. You are here to expand, to question, to imagine, to live. Until we meet again. Simplify. Question. Set yourself free.